Hey, what's up? Welcome back to 8 Times Up Outdoors, the crappy YouTube channel that gives away amazing Patreon swag to all of our supporters. I guess I shouldn't say gives away because technically you're like paying. Yeah. So I'm Ty.
I'm Chris.
And we leave freaking today.
Hallelujah.
A little over a year in the making. We are headed back to Taylor Reservoir for our annual fishing trip that started
15 years-ish.
Yeah, probably 15 years ago. We actually, if I remember right, we started going up because there's a salmon spawn that happens in Almont, Colorado, towards the end of September or first part of September. And so we had gone up
part of October.
Yeah, it'll tail off in the first part of October. And so we started going up for that. My dad has a cabin up there, so we were staying with him. And then it just kind of snowballed into something we've done every year for the last 15 years. So what does our trip look like this year? Because we're both pretty, I mean, it started out as like 3 days and now like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, exactly. So
now it's a week. No, our trip looks like a gong show, to say the least. It's going to be a couple truckloads worth of stuff, at least for you and I.
Yeah.
Several boats, an RV or a fifth wheel this year.
Yeah. At least one of those.
Yep. A lot of adult beverages.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cool cans.
And a lot of fishing gear and an immense amount of hopes and dreams.
That's pretty accurate. Yeah. So we leave today. Chris and I are going up tonight. We'll get kind of settled in, get the cabin ready. And then everyone else will kind of show up over the next few days up there. And so our goal, I think, we've got 5 full days of fishing this year. Normally, we've wrapped up on Sunday. We don't usually fish Sunday. We just use that to kind of pack and come home. This year, we kind of picked this weekend. We kind of pushed our weekend just a little in hopes of better weather and because there's a holiday on Monday. And so that gave us another full day of fishing.
Absolutely. Taking advantage of the schedule as it, falls in the calendar.
That's right. So we'll get up there tonight. Tomorrow morning will be kind of a big scouting day to see what water temperatures are, where we can kind of figure out where fish are at, all of those kind of things. As we talked about on you weren't there. As I talked about on the Lake Trout game plan, probably try to do some jigging and stuff to see if we can get that to work day one before other people show up. Because once other people show up, our plan kind of changes, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So like Ty was saying, we spend the first part of the trip really focusing on catching a monster lake trout fish if we can. It hasn't always worked out the way that we wanted it to, but hopefully this is the year. But yeah, as soon as people start showing up, we tailor our programming or our method to getting everybody there to catch fish. Because that's the ultimate goal, is for everybody that's there to have a great time, enjoy each other's company, talk a lot of crap, and catch fish. So the more fish we catch equals the more crap talking that happens. And so
yeah, last year we started a little more competitive nature on the water. So as the trip has grown, now we have a couple of boats. This year we may have 3 or 4 boats with different people on it. So we've kind of created almost like a tournament style out of it, which was super fun last year.
We're not going to throw 5-ounce or 8-ounce weights in the belly of the fish that we catch. I don't know who you are, dude, but that wasn't cool.
No.
You're a scumbag.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, but you're a scumbag.
Yeah.
Who cheats at a fishing competition?
When you could win $500,000 in a new boat. Yeah.
Do a better job next time.
Yeah, apparently. So yeah, none of that. Last year we did just length, and we don't count any stock rainbows because those are
like a dime a dozen.
They get so annoying most of the time. You're hoping they jump off before you reel them in. So no stock rainbows, but lake trout, pike, salmon may be a possibility this year.
Yep.
Any of those. Last year was just length. This year we're stealing an idea from Troy, from over at the Flannel Panel. If you haven't tuned into the Flannel Panel, go check that out. I do some stuff over there as well. But Troy does a big fishing trip in Canada, and he was talking about they do like a bet system. Where everybody throws in $1 or whatever into the jar, and then whoever catches the biggest fish that day wins the pot. And so we always have a poker game going for the entire time we're there. And so we're like, this is perfect. Like,
Absolutely.
let's just do that too. And so we're gonna have $1 for the longest and $1 for the heaviest. So we'll have weights and scales out there, as well as measuring all the fish that we catch throughout the 5 days.
And I'm gonna win.
That worked out well last year.
Not cool.
Just saying. You had people leaving your boat because we were catching more fish.
They're not committed. I got my crew this year. They're committed. We're going to do just fine. The red boat's going to succeed.
All right. We'll see how that goes.
And I got to say, I've got some homemade stuff.
Oh, we can jump in. Let's jump into that. This is actually really cool. To his credit, it's probably been 8 months, year. I don't know when you bought that.
About a year.
So Chris bought all the equipment to start airbrushing lures and stuff. The first ones kind of looked like a 3-year-old wearing mittens, blindfolded with nail polish.
Yeah.
That's probably about right.
One, I'm not very artistic. And so it was a struggle.
Right.
I had to learn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought the stuff so I could paint lures. It turned into a hobby, a very good stress reliever for me. It's excellent in that aspect. So it keeps everybody at home happy when I'm out painting lures. But yeah.
I think the stress relief is probably because you're huffing paint in a garage, but
that might be it too.
Anyway, yeah, we got, all right. So this one needs to go last.
Okay.
But we've got some of the lures you've been painting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So this is just a typical spoon. 2 colors. Pink has been really helpful.
Get it close.
Yeah.
Look at that thing.
And I just buy the blanks and then paint the pink right here and tape it up. Nothing super fancy there. Very artistic.
Hold on. We got to commit. I'm going to say right now, I will put money that thing catches a lake trout in the next 5 days. These big spoons are so efficient, like when you're trolling for lake trout. And pink, historically, over the last few years, as we've gotten into this, has been a great color during fall lake trout fishing. So
absolutely,
I'm super pumped for that one. All right, what else do we got?
We'll go. So jerkbait, crankbait type stuff. This one here, just pink on the bottom, some white, and a very shiny blue pattern that I used out of got some like a mesh stencil.
Yeah,
had to get creative for that, but yeah,
those are cool. So I mean, besides lake trout, that's all we've kind of talked about on the last live. But there is some monster pike as well in Taylor Reservoir, and so they do a big pike derby in July, Father's Day. It was like Father's Day this year. Yep. And I think the one that won it this year was like 41 inches. So they have some monster pike in there. So some of these crankbaits can be great for kind of those shallower areas going after some of those pike.
I think this one's going to be really helpful for pike.
Yeah. That thing
neon green, some red polka dots. I think that's
right and obnoxious.
Yep. Annoying. I think this one's also going to have some hopes, but we'll see.
Yeah. So last time on the live, if you tuned in to the game plan, I was talking about the jointed Rapalas and blue and white that have been really good. There's a few other colors out there, but we haven't experimented with a ton of them. So I'm excited to see kind of how some of these other colors are going to work. And those work well trolling deeper for lake trout as well. Yep. So that would be good.
This one's another big spoon that I think will attract some lake trout. It's hard to see in the camera, but there's pink on there with some silver shading, and I guess you'd call it like a metallic turquoise or blue.
It looks like that car paint from like the late 90s, early 2000s that like changed colors.
Kind of
like
pearl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's cool.
And if this one is really successful, Patreon subscribers,
Yeah.
you'll be getting this.
Yeah.
So I had some friends help me out. They had a machine that makes stencils, and they came in handy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we'll be throwing that out there. Yeah, it's crazy. So this time of year, I mean, this thing is probably 4.5 inches, 5 inches, 5-inch spoon. Last year we were catching stock rainbows that were about 8 inches on these size spoons. So it's crazy. Everything's kind of hungry, getting ready for winter this time of year. And so things this big can catch small fish, but we're also hoping we get some of those larger Lakers to tangle with one of these things. So
see how it goes. Got a bunch of variety.
And then this is the last one. I wanted to say this because this to me is unreal. So this one in my right hand, the smaller one here, is a store-bought Rapala. It is the Flicker Shad right there. So that's this one. That's the store-bought Focus. And then this is the one Chris was able to mimic and imitate. And it is like, it's so close. And this one, you got a little help.
I did.
Yes, a lot of help.
Yep.
Shout out to Jordan for the support there and helping with that. But it is uncanny how good that looks. So I'm excited to see that thing work too. That's what I would throw for Pike.
She actually did most of it. I can't take any of the credit.
Yeah,
so
it looks great. So those are going to be super fun. I think it's always exciting whenever you can take something and kind of make it yours. So I'm excited to try some of those out as we go. We have a couple new things this year that we haven't had in the past. One of them, our good friend Jeremy. Yeah, that's right. Jeremy, who is a caterer here locally in Colorado, runs a business called Twisted Monkey Catering. He's done some events here for me at the house. He does some private dinners in Delta, Colorado. He's phenomenal. And he came, I think the first year was last year, right? Or has he come 2 years now since he's been back? 2 years?
I think 2 years.
Yeah.
The dude can cook, but he can't play cornhole for squat. I mean,
that's right.
He couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat throwing a cornhole bag.
So Jeremy's coming up with Twisted Monkey this year. He volunteered as like, hey, I want to cook all the food for Taylor this year. And all of us were like, sign me up.
Absolutely.
Like, let's do it. So super excited to have him be part of it. He doesn't show up till Thursday, so we're on our own till then. So we're like sandwiches and brats until he shows up, and then
man food.
It'll be good. So super excited about that. Also excited, a good friend of mine, Will Haynes from the podcast, which if you're into bourbon and whiskey at all, make sure you go find their channel on YouTube at the Podcask, Podcask, and check them out. Will is coming on this trip for the first time. He's kind of gotten into fly fishing the last few years. And so I kept telling him, I'm like, some of the best fly fishing in Colorado is 15 feet out your door if you come to this. And so we're going to try to get him on some fish in the river, which isn't something we typically focus on, but I'm kind of excited to try it. It's been a while since I've really tried to fly fish that river just because it's always so populous. There's just too many people.
There's always somebody standing in that body of water.
Yep.
Every day.
But to get someone who's never done it, try to get them on one of the monster fish that's in the river there is going to be super fun. And then I'm hoping we can get Will to jump on and join us for a live afterwards and kind of do a recap with him and what he thought, all those kind of things. So that'll be fun to have him there. I don't think there was anything. Oh, I was going to say the podcast was actually one of the inspirations for when we started this.
Right.
So 2020 hit, things got weird. I didn't have crap to do for the most part. And so we're like, what better time to start a new business? Well, I don't know. That worked out well.
Yeah.
So about the
Hence
time
the terrible YouTube channel, but the excellent Patreon.
We do send out great stuff.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/8X Up Outdoors. Go check that out. But Will and Grease over at the podcast were actually one of the kind of inspirations for starting this channel, because when they started as a podcast, their whole thing was they were talking about bourbon, but it was really just a chance. They didn't know a lot and they didn't take themselves too seriously. They would just sit down and kind of figured it out as they went, and talked about it in a super low key, super natural, not pretentious. I loved everything about it. And so when we started talking about doing this, we don't know anything. So we're like, that's probably a good model to follow, is just kind of to see if people can learn along with us as we do this. So is Jeremy calling? I was like, is it?
Oh, it is Jeremy.
I was like, yeah. I was like, hey, Jeremy,
I'll call you back.
Yeah, we're not answering in the middle of a live. Come on, man.
Come on, bud.
No one can hear you. That doesn't make for good TV. Type in the comments if you're watching. Tune in. We'll interact with you there. So the podcast, when they started out, and so that's kind of how we modeled it, is we want to be two guys that don't take ourselves too seriously, obviously, and don't know what we're talking about, obviously. And try to do this fishing thing. So shout out to those guys. Make sure you go find their page if you have any interest in bourbon, whiskey, that kind of stuff. Find their page, like it, and subscribe it, all those kind of things. What else were we talking about?
So remember that the one of the 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, we did the underwater footage, and that we've got a lot of nasty comments.
Just one comment.
One nasty comment saying that we were full of malarkey and all sorts of other hogwash, based on the underwater footage of the rainbow trout that we had filmed.
Yeah.
Well,
so the title of the video was, the screen grab was a 40-inch rainbow with question marks. We don't know how big they are, but they're big. And the comment we had just said, there's nothing over 24 inches. You can go find it. So anyway.
Yep. We're going to attempt to renew that video this year, and get more footage, better quality footage. We've got some different tricks up our sleeves this year of making that process, one, hopefully a little easier, and two, able to catch more fish and have a better footage that we'll be able to push out to you guys. We won't be able to measure them because we can't actually catch them.
Yeah.
But we'll be able to get hopefully a very good quality video. And
I don't know. Yeah, keep talking. I'm going to try. So my dad, who works up there, sent us a picture the other day. And it's my dad. So his phone is
old,
probably still a flip phone. So the picture isn't great. I'm going to see if I can get this at all to be able to show up where you guys can see it. But it was a picture from where I'm doubtful this is going to work, but we're going to try it. It's a picture from where we filmed. Yeah, you can see that a little. So
yeah, there you go.
They're all stacked in there. So that's the place we filmed the underwater footage a couple years ago. And apparently right now, part of it's because they had changed the level, the flow on the dam. And so whenever that water level starts to drop, apparently the fish start to congregate a little more. We'll see if that's still going on. This was a few days ago. But I'm hopeful we can get some. I mean, the footage we got, if you haven't watched that video, go watch it.
Right.
Find it on our channel. It's the monster fish above the line at Taylor River. If anybody's ever fished there, like, it is the stuff of legends and lore. Like, there's unicorn fish up there for sure.
Everybody wants to fish there. Nobody can fish there.
You can't fish it.
The best we can do is film it. And so we're going to film it so everybody can just drool and get all googly-eyed over these monster fish that we'll never be able to catch.
Yep. But we'll know they're there. So I'm excited about that we'll be able to get some new footage. Like you said, we've got a couple new cameras we're going to drop down in there, try some different angles, try to get a few different spots above the line as well. Yep. So it's not just the fish in the one spot that we filmed last time, and see if we can put something good together. That does require like editing footage again, which
we're not very good at.
We know how well that's worked out so far. So That's why
Maybe
we
I should
shifted
have
to
paid
these
attention in tech class. I don't remember my tech teacher, but I would say I'm sorry to you right now.
Yeah, our school in general. So
Threw baseball hard.
it worked out. It worked out all right. Yeah. So we're excited. We're leaving in about an hour or so.
Give or take.
To head up there. We've got a ton of different guys coming up. We've got comments. Jeremy started. So to be fair, Jeremy and Pete whooped us last year at cornhole. I am like, nope. It's bad. It's a yeah. All right. Yeah. So, but I will say the last few times I played Jeremy or Pete, I've destroyed them. So I'm pretty excited. So as long as you don't bring me down too much, we should be all
Can't
right.
make any promises.
We should be all right this year. So yeah, Jeremy, of course. Thanks for I'm so pumped for the food. To just have something different. And I mean, we always like our schedule is typically like wake up at 6, between 6 and 7, on the water between 7 and 8, depending on when the boat ramp opens. That gets dicey this time of year up there just because they start shortening those hours. But we never eat breakfast. No, it's like grab a Cliff Bar and like
get on the water.
Hope for the best for the day. Jeremy has plans for us to have like to go breakfast before we're ready. Like, oh my God, it's going to be a game changer. Yeah. I'm so excited. So,
and the best part, I don't have to cook bacon.
Yeah.
I don't like cooking bacon. It's terrible.
No cooking bacon.
Sorry, Travis. Yeah. I don't like cooking bacon.
Travis will never watch this, but
that's
all right.
Fine.
It's all good. So yeah. What else? Hey, giveaway. That's our last thing. Yeah, we're gonna do a giveaway.
Giveaway.
Yeah.
They gotta earn it though, right?
A little bit. So because we've been talking about we're a crappy YouTube channel with great Patreon swag, we have done some. I mean, the people that I know that are Patreon supporters have regularly said, like, you guys send out some of the best stuff. And it's pretty consistent. We try to send out at least 3 items, if not 4. So at least 3 times a year, if not quarterly, something to all of our Patreon supporters. This hat was one of the things that Chris is wearing. We've sent out that hat. We've done some Yeti mugs at Christmas time. We sent out some cool Castmaster lures with the 8 times up logo engraved in them. We've done these shirts at one point went out, which it's hard to see in here, but it actually says 8 times up. As well.
The slur might be included.
Yeah, those may show up. We've done some koozies. Stickers are always included. But one of the things, the Yeti was probably the most talked about because they were super cool. But this was probably the second most talked about thing that we sent out. People have loved it. People have used it for fly fishing. People have used it at the gun range. People have used it just at airports as like a carry-all bag. But show them this. So these are super cool tactical bags with that 8 times up patch on there. There's a ton of space in there. They can be used for a ton of things. I'm taking mine this year. I put all my fly fishing stuff in it. So I've got all my gear for fly fishing on that. I know a guy took it we got stickers. We'll send some of those as well. So we're going to do a giveaway for one of these tactical bags. To be entered, here's all you got to do. 1, you have to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Number 1, be subscribed to the YouTube channel. Number 2, share this video to your friends on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Tag some people. I don't know how all this YouTube stuff works yet. But do all those things. Share it with people. And honestly, there's no way we can keep track of that through YouTube as far as where it's being shared necessarily. So part of that's on the honor system. We're just hoping you like this enough to share it with other people that like fishing.
Absolutely.
Or if you just want to win free stuff, I don't care if they like fishing or not, as long as you share it. So subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and then make a comment on this video that you shared it. You can say whatever besides that, but just let us know you shared it. We're going to because we have all of 2 people watching live, we're not giving this, you don't get a 50% chance of winning. So if you watch this video anytime between now and Halloween, October 31st, and comment, you'll be entered to win the bag that we have here.
And then we'll do a random drawing out of those people to get the bag.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably the first live we do in November. We'll do the drawing on that. And so people can tune in live, see who won. And
it's not a guarantee, but maybe we put stuff in it.
Yeah, I'm 100% sure there'll be something.
There might be something. Yeah. There could be a lot of something too.
So, I got to figure. Yeah, here it is. Jeremy's excited. Sweet Merce bra.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure what a bra, like, it's not a bra. Like, it may be supportive. Yeah.
Maybe if you tighten it up enough.
Yeah. Jeremy.
It's a satchel. It's got Skittles.
What is that? It's a satchel.
Indiana Jones wears one.
There it is. I was like, I almost said Clint Eastwood. And I'm like, that's not right. I don't think Clint Eastwood ever wore a Merce. I'm glad you're better at cooking than you are talking, Jeremy.
And cornhole.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to win that, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with your friends, and then comment on the video as well. We'll send that out. Shipping's on us, and we'll put some fun stuff in there. I think I still have a few of the 8 times up Castmasters as well, and some others. We'll find some cool stuff.
I might even paint a lure or two for somebody.
There you go. Yeah.
I don't know that it'll catch any fish, but at least it'll look cool.
Well, by November, we'll know whether they catch fish.
So
we'll use whatever ones work.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think that's it for us. We don't want to talk anymore.
That's true.
We want to go fishing.
We'll go fishing.
We're leaving.
We're
out. Peace. So until next time, tight lines.
Cool cans.
Hey, you still remembered.
Absolutely. I got one job.
We'll see you next time, everyone.